I got it right here. Let's get this thing started. Mock Draft 3.0, my final. The draft is in exactly 35, well, not exactly 35 minutes, 35 minutes in a day. Let's go do it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun Bowl. My final 2022 NFL mock draft. It's number 3.0. Of course, I make 3 every year. First one, before the draft, it's terrible. Second one, meh. Right after free agency. Then, of course, this one. After all that. First pick, though. First pick, it's going to be to either two guys, most likely. Trayvon Walker or Aiden Hutchinson. Many people are leaning Trayvon Walker. Yes, he is the best athlete in this class. I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of work on him, too. His measurables are insane. Measurables, you call that. It's basically how athletic you are, I'll be honest with you. And it's kind of a crapshoot, too. Because, trust me, there's so many guys who have great measurables that just don't turn out in the NFL. There's guys who don't have great measurables. I mean, don't have great. And, yeah, you can say that's not bad. But he has very good measurables. 92, 92.5, 94, all 90 plus. And Wiesman always is not very good. But Aiden Hutchinson's an absolute monster. I think they're going to pick him just for this. It's actually 2 reasons. 1, he's a better leader. Number 2, Aiden Hutchinson produced. Trayvon Walker did not. There's just the truth. Like, in the NFL as a number 1 pick, you have to produce at a very high level. 10 plus sacks, 5 plus seasons. And, I don't know, a DPOY would give me a good number 1 pick. There got to be a guarantee. I wouldn't say Hall of Famer. Yeah, you can honestly say. A successful first number 1 pick is a Hall of Famer. And at the least in some, well, a good number 1 pick is a Hall of Famer. A great one is the best player ever at the position. And at least successful one is one that's been to many Pro Bowls and has been recognized as one of the best players at his position during his era. Maybe not Hall of Fame, but close. Aiden Hutchinson has that potential, and he's a really good player. So I gotta give him that. Now, number 2, it's going to be Trayvon Walker. Like, no offense to Caveman Thibodeaux, there's no way he's going number 2. He's very athletic, too. Not as athletic as Trayvon Walker, though. He's a better pass rusher, not a good run defender. Has not even close to as good as a motor. Trayvon Walker works. He might not get the impact, but he keeps on going. Caveman Thibodeaux kind of gives up, I'll be honest with you. Trayvon Walker isn't as good in pursuit as Caveman Thibodeaux because he's an animal. But Trayvon Walker has, like I said, better motor. I definitely take a number 2. Top 5. Yeah, his production isn't great, but remember, he could be a Jadeveon Clowney in my books. I'll be honest with you with that. But number 2 for Trayvon Walker, like I said, you look at all the grades, they give him a lot lower grade, which is totally fine. But you got to remember, he's the most athletic player in this draft class. He's still even a little raw in some ways, which is very good for them. So that's why I have him going number 2. Next, the best guy on the board for them is Evan Neal, who they're going to take. Texans' best player available, it is Evan Neal. Evan Neal is probably the best offensive lineman I've seen in a while. Yeah, you could say he came across up to too. But, man, since Quentin Nelson, I haven't seen a guy he's going to be really good. He'll probably play right tackle to start off. But, I mean, the Texans' offensive line will be pretty darn good. Yeah, Tunsil, Howard, Justin Britt isn't even that bad of a center either. And you have Evan Neal there, too. Evan Neal's the best player available. You need every position. Yeah, I'm not mad with that pick at all. Great pick. Yeah, you could have took a corner. Yeah, maybe even an edge rusher. Guarantee there'll be some guys left. Do you have to take an edge rusher? No, you do have Jonathan Grenard, who is going to be a good NFL player. He's very underrated. But I think there will be guys available for them at that pick. I know how crazy that sounds, but there's definitely teams that are going to want to pick other guys. Best player available for the Texans, Evan Neal. Great prospect. See what he can do in the NFL. Now, who do I have the Jets picking? They're very interesting. They could go offensive tackle. Ikem Ekwonu, number 4, very real possibility. Edge, Caveman Thibodeaux, very real possibility. Could I see Jermaine Johnson or George Khalifas pick this high? Absolutely not. So, it's either Caveman Thibodeaux. Oh, yeah, Ahmad Gardner's there, too. He's pretty good, right? I mean, these grades are pretty darn good. I wouldn't say an 85 is good for him because you saw what I graded him. I graded him as a really good player. I think him a 4, but I get above average player, man. He's a really good player. The averages don't average out like that because they never do. But he's a really good prospect. Really good prospect. He has the potential. I think there's 2 guys in this draft class that have potentials to be superstar lockdown corners. That's Derek Stingley and Ahmad Gardner. One guy who I think might be able to get there is Andrew Booth because he's so good in the red zone. I think that's what he is. Then, of course, you have, where is he? Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie will be like I wouldn't say a slot, but he's not going to be the type of guy that's going to... I don't think he'll struggle against big guys his whole career. I'll be honest with you on that. But he could be locked down too. There's 2 guys I think definitely have a real possibility too. One guy that has you can see it. Then the other guy who has that potential, but it's kind of hard to think about it. Now I have him picking Ahmad Gardner if you didn't know. I'll show you the Jets starting corners right at this moment. So you have Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall, I don't have anything against, but he's a replacement. That's just the truth. He's not a good player. Then you got DJ Reed, great signing for him, but you can't have Brandon Echols going out there as a starter. You need that franchise guy. DJ Reed, great pickup. Bryce Hall could be a good 3rd, 4th guy. Michael Carter, I like his potential. You need another corner. That's your biggest need, I'll be honest with you. Offensive tackle, George Fant. George Fant's fine. He's a good player. I mean, Connor McGovern is not the best center, but you're not going to take Tyler Linderbaum this high. Maybe take him 2nd round. I'll show you. People are dogging on George Fant. They don't need to take an offensive lineman. They've done it the past 2 years for a reason. 71.1. That's solid. He's a good player. You don't need to take a tackle, Jets. Do not screw this up. You can't take a wide receiver inside either because there isn't a freaking Calvin Johnson here. Ahmad Gardner's the pick. He is a very solid player. The Giants are probably going to pick him, I'll be honest with you. Since he's not there, who are you going to take? You're going to take Ikem Ekwonu. This is best case scenario for the Giants. Ikem Ekwonu, if they've got Evan Neal, if you're a Giants fan, I'd be going nuts. Andrew Thomas, he's a starter. Matt Gatto, no. Mark Lewinsky, yeah. John Feliciano, yeah. Shane Lemieux, absolutely not. They have 2 guys that cannot be out there starting day 1. Matt Pert, you got to throw him out there. Is he good? No. But if you had to throw him out there, it wouldn't be bad. I think Matt Gatto is actually more important to get rid of. You cannot have him starting. You cannot. He's just going to get burned off the edge by the Dallas Pastors, whoever they're going against. For that reason, you got to put Ikem Ekwonu on right tackle. If you can, and if you are okay with it, put him at guard too. Ikem Ekwonu is an elite run defender, run blocker. It's just pretty simple. See, he's getting a 92.5 from Wiesman. That's telling you something, which I think is pretty fair, and here's why. He's got the tools. He's got the size too. You think, Evan Neal. But he's 6'4", 310. Yeah, he doesn't. He might not. He has the length as well. On the right, you don't think he's 6'4", 310. He's not the biggest offensive lineman, which isn't a bad thing at all. Here's why. He's so powerful. He'd probably want like 20 pancake blocks this year. That's just the truth. I really do like Ikem Ekwonu. He's got to work on sometimes his length, and because you put him out there and he goes into a technique wrong, he's kind of screwed because he's just too big at times. Doesn't take on blocks the best. Okay, now for Carolina, you can't have Cameron Irving starting. Last year, Sam Darnold got hit every single time from the blind side. You just can't have that happening. Sam Darnold, good player, absolutely not. But they need their offensive line is terrible. Charles Cross. They have a good building blocks. Austin Corbett, Taylor Moton, Matt Paradis, whatever. But Charles Cross is a really good run blocker. And, he's more of a pass blocker, I'll be honest with you. But I kind of already graded him. You know what he is. He's a pass blocker. That's what you need. CMC's going to be back. You can't have him getting hit that often. What you do need is get Charles Cross's snaps. And I think that'll be a really good pick for them. That is their biggest need when you think about it, though. The Panthers, yeah, you could see maybe they take a quarterback here. It's too high for them. If you wanted to trade back into the first round somehow, but you can get a guy like Sam Howell in the 2nd round or even Matt Corral, and it wouldn't be the worst pick. There should not be a quarterback picked in the top 15. Could there be? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think there will be. I'll put it like that. Seattle is the one team I think could, and you could maybe say Matt Corral, but I don't think so. Okay, now for the Giants. The Giants are a really weird team. At this position, you got to think edge, edge, edge. You can't take Jermaine Johnson this high. I'm sorry. The Giants have just done this before. Jermaine Johnson's consistent, but you just look at the grades. These are pretty darn good grades, really solid grades. Like, they're even better than Trayvon Walker. He doesn't have the measurables, I'm going to be honest. He's just not athletic enough to be picked this high. He's a good, really good player. I just don't think he's, like, that high of a risk. Who are you going to take? You're taking Kyle Hamilton because you can't have Julian Love starting. It's kind of like they're forced into taking Kyle Hamilton, except Kyle Hamilton, you have Xavier McKinney to play deep. Xavier McKinney, if you didn't know, I love Xavier McKinney. He's a really good player. Makes a ton of plays in the secondary. He's your ball hawk. Kyle Hamilton, he's going to cover the running backs, the tight ends, and he's going to make plays on the ball too. You can put him in the box when you need him to. Can't have him going over the top. Too high, he can be great. He can be a great too-high safety. You can't have him one high, though. That's where Xavier McKinney comes in. I really do like him. Julian Love's actually pretty good one high, too, but he's useless in man-to-man coverage, which is why you bring Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton, 7 of the Giants, is not a bad move at all. Really good tackler, really good player. His explosion is absolutely awful, but like I said, he's not an explosive safety, which is a problem. His speed isn't the problem. It takes a while to get there, which is really a big issue. If you can get faster, maybe, but like I said, his speed measurables are not great. Now for the it's so simple. It's what's more important, wide receiver or edge? It's edge. You can for the Falcons, no, they need a wide receiver. Demir Bird, Ome Zaccheaus, Cardale Hodges. Ome Zaccheaus is a pure deep threat. Demir Bird's a returner. Kadero Hodges, he's okay. Auden Tate's whatever. You got 2 guys here. They should be 4th or 5th guys. Well, Auden Tate is, but Demir Bird is not number 2. Ome Zaccheaus is absolutely not. Ome Zaccheaus, you'd be happy with it as number 3. I wouldn't say you're thrilled, but he's whatever. You need a receiver, but you can't take him that high. You take him 2nd round. It's not like they're all bad. Like, Treylon Burks could go in the 2nd round. They could trade up and get him. Even Jahan Dotson could. Christian Watson, maybe. But they could pick up a guy like George Pickens, and he can be their number 1. I don't think the receiver is, the biggest issue in the world for them at this moment, just because they know. But you got to think, you need edge. It's paramount. You got to get a franchise guy. And their coaches, they're very disciplined. They put guys straight, I'll tell you that much, because A.J. Terrell had some, I wouldn't say work ethic issues, but, he didn't seem as motivated, I'll put it that way. Worked his butt off this year, and he's one of the best corners in the NFL now. Who should they pick? Caveman Thibodeaux. He's so athletic. He's got the pass rushing talent. He's got the explosion. His explosion is generational. I'll be honest with you. He gets up the line so good. No, if you literally put your offensive line and go plow into him, his step is so explosive. Just going into him, the offensive line's gonna have to go back. It's so good, and that's part of his strength. But this is gonna be a great pick for the Falcons, and it's got to develop him. Now for the Seahawks. A lot of stuff you could say. Offensive tackle, absolutely. But, oh no, who's there? Trevor Penning, way too high. That'd be such a big reach for them. That would be terrible. Quarterback, like I said, unless they wanted to take a chance on getting one of the, there's no, Matt Corral maybe they'd want to work with, or Malik Willis. There's no way to taking Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder just doesn't fit for them, and they'd have to be morons to do that. Edge, Jermaine Johnson, yeah, they could take him, but I don't love his measurables. They could take him. But who's the best guy on the board again? Bet BPI, you're rebuilding. Easy, Derek Stingley Jr. Derek Stingley Jr., like I said, is potentially be a top 10 corner, a generational corner, you could say. Here's why. He has experience playing against the best of the best in the biggest of moments. He did it against Clemson. He's shut down T. Higgins. T. Higgins is really good. And in practice, he played Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, and what we've heard for practice from coaches, he shut him down when he was 18, 19. Yeah, guys, he's had some injury issues. He wasn't the greatest the past couple years. It still didn't mean he wasn't playing a shutdown ability, because he was. That's the thing. Either way, he's going here. Now for the Jets, you got 2 options for wide receiver. No, they're not taking offensive tackle. Edge, you can worry about in the 2nd round. These guys are not bad. Boyle Mafe, David Ojabo to New York would be a dream scenario for them. David Ojabo there, I would not be mad about. Yeah, I get David Ojabo has that injury, but that's a sneaky move. He's not going first round, though. There's no way. And if you didn't know, Damon Clark, I do think he has the potential to be a really good linebacker. Here's the thing, he's not playing this year. So, any team that drafts him, if he gets drafted, you got to remember, you got to be careful with him because you better make sure he's healthy because you're not waste a pick. Either way, back to the Jets. They're not taking a safety. Here's why. Jordan Whitehead is a starting safety. Argue with me all you want. He's a starting safety. Is he a good one? Nah, not really. Worst case, just bring LaMarcus Joyner. LaMarcus Joyner, he's experienced. He's not the greatest player, but at least he's a veteran. Ashton Davis, he's a starter. He's definitely a starter. He's probably top half of the NFL in that category. Safety? No. And who saw you're going to take Daxton Hill with the 10th pick? No way. You're taking wide receiver. You either get Gary Wilson or Drake London. Drake London's definitely going to probably be the pick. I'll be honest with you. Who I'm mocking probably won't happen. But I'm taking Garrett Wilson. Not because Drake London's a worse player. It's just the fact that I do think Garrett Wilson is the type of guy that's going to get open for Zach Wilson a lot more than Drake London will. Just for the fact that, yeah, he can throw up a jump ball, but Garrett Wilson gets open down the field better. And no offense, but Zach Wilson is not great throwing balls into tight. My bad. He's not good at throwing the balls into tight windows in the red zone. Short field, he's not good. Middle and deep, I don't know why, but he's so good at fitting balls in the middle and the deep part of the field. He's very good at hitting guys in space, like leading them. Garrett Wilson, he's got the explosion for that. Drake London, he's more of that red zone guy. Yeah, he can catch those jump balls. He can probably fit it in there, but I think Garrett Wilson's just a better investment because he will get open more of an option for Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson will be a lot more confident throwing the balls to Garrett Wilson, just knowing that he can lead the passer and he'll get there. Drake London, on the other hand, could drop a couple passes and most likely won't be able to get that run after the catch because Zach Wilson won't have to worry about just going deep because he doesn't think his receiver has the run after catch ability. Garrett Wilson, does he have the best run after catcher? No, but he can get those first downs. And he also gets just more separation, which is a lot easier for a quarterback who struggles at hitting receivers underneath. Drake London, he's going to, other than the jump balls over the top, he's really good with the underneath stuff. Zach Wilson just isn't that type of quarterback. You need separation for that. That's just the truth. He could definitely get better at it, but there's quarterbacks always have their preferences. So Garrett Wilson, I think, is a better fit for them. Yeah, no, they don't have a jump ball receiver. If they had to, they could turn Corey Davis into that, but don't worry about that next year. There's some really good receivers for next year. I do think Drake London will be a really good fit there. I wouldn't be mad if they took him, but I do have Garrett Wilson. In either way, if Garrett Wilson fall to Washington, they'd be thrilled. But Drake London there too, not bad at all. Yeah, they do have Terry McLaurin. He's their jump ball receiver, but Jerry McLaurin's net. They need a number 2. Drake London will be one of the most promising number 2s going into the season, just knowing the fact that they have that number 1 guy. Arguably, they have another 2. Look at the receiving core. Curtis Samuel he didn't play much last year. Diami Brown, let's look at his statistics. Not great. He's not a number 3 receiver. They need a receiver. Cam Sims, as much as I like him, he's a fluky type of guy. Curtis Samuel, he can run the football too. He's kind of like a Debo. He'll give me your number 3, good gadget player. You got to get your another receiver on Terry McLaurin because he will get shut down at some point. That's where Drake London comes in. Great receiver. We'll see what he can do if he goes to Washington. Now number 12, safety. Would not be surprised if they took a safety here. They could definitely, basically this pick kind of shows you what the Vikings are going to be. Daxton Hill here, maybe even Lewis Cine. You don't take him this high though. That's the thing. You don't take a player that's projected number 20. These would be big reach. Who's there though? Next guy. Who do we need? We need an inside defensive line. We need another guy for who the heck is it? Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter. It's Jordan Davis. Guys, Jordan Davis is the most athletic big man. Big interior defensive guy here. Could they take a corner? I mean, yeah, probably. It wouldn't be a bad pick at all. But the 2 shutdown guys are gone at this point. So you probably want to take Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis is going to really help him if he goes there, of course. It wouldn't be surprised me if a team like, I don't even know, the Panthers took him that high. He's got a lot of potential. He's a big run guy. He really just burns down offensive line, which is interior offensive line, which is really big. Meanwhile, the 13th pick, oh my goodness, quarterback. You need a corner. You need a corner. Texans don't need a corner just yet. You need an edge, and Jermaine Johnson's here. You take him. I think they're comfortable if they know if the worst case scenario you just draft George Kalafis. They really do need an edge guy. Jermaine Johnson's there, you just take him. It's a comfortable pick. He's a good player. His measurables, not the greatest. He's still pretty athletic, though. He's a solid pick for you guys. Now 14, I struggle with the Ravens. I'll be honest with you. I had to do a lot of stuff for this. Going back and forth, back and forth. Could they, I'm like, ooh, maybe Jameson Williams. Maybe even Trent McDuffie. Or maybe Kieran Allen, I don't like. I don't like him. I think he's really risky, and he's not that great of a player. He's not fluid at all, which is a problem. His hesitance is not good either. They do need a couple interior offensive linemen. Interior defensive linemen, too, but except you're not taking Devontae Wyatt with the 14th pick. You maybe could, but honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we took an edge guy, too. George Kalafis here. Boy, even Mafe wouldn't be a terrible pick here. It's a little high, but still. They're taking Zion Johnson, in my opinion. I do think Kenyon Green is a better glorified offensive lineman. But the only difference is that Zion Johnson, played guard. That's what his position was. Kenyon Green is not as experienced a guard, and you got to think Zion Johnson won't make mistakes. He'll make the plays he's supposed to, which is really important. He won't get beat as much, which is really important. That's what the Ravens need, because they're a run-based offense. You can't have your quarterback getting hit as much. He'll hit the right gap. He'll give Lamar, whoever's actually running the ball, a good gap. That's what he does. That's really important. He's not the best of the best, but he's still good. Now 15, Eagles. It's either linebacker. Yeah. Oh, everyone's like, oh yeah, Devin Lloyd, Nakobe Dean even. Devin Lloyd, I would be surprised if he got picked this high. Should he get picked this high? Oh, absolutely. Will he? No, I don't think so. Everyone's like, oh, you know who's going to get picked here? No, he's not going to get picked there. I think it's going to be George Kalafis, just for the fact that the Eagles edge rushers are old. They're just old. That's the straight up facts. Derek Barnett is a run stopper. Brandon Graham, get out of here. Oh, Hassan Reddick. There you go. Brandon Graham's old. You need a new guy. That's just the straight up nature of it. They need more depth, too. George Kalafis, he'll take Brandon Graham's spot. Josh Sweat, he's basically their pass. So you have literally Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick, both really good guys. But who are you going to have out there as well? You need at least 3 pass rushing threats to have a successful. Well, you only have Frederick Cox. They have some old guys out here. You have to remember that. Knowing that, they need to have a really good depth defensive line. Yes, could they take Devin Lloyd here? Absolutely. Do I think I'm gonna mess up this pick? Oh, absolutely. I think that my next pick for them is even more outrageous. George Kalafis to the Eagles. They're gonna make one bad pick. I think this is gonna be it. Oh, they have depth here. I mean, Brandon Graham's like 50, and Josh Sweat. We'll see how good he is. Yeah, they're pretty good. Like I said, he's a good player. Now let's look at his pass rush. Seven and a half sacks, pretty good. He's a solid player. But still, they need more depth there. He's a really good guy there. Because like I said, they're going to need at least 3 guys there. Hassan Reddick is your edge. But you need a guy on the inside, and I think George Kalafis will be really good on the edge. Josh Sweat did work from the inside this year. I wouldn't say DN. He was more guard tackle if he needed to be, which is really important. A pass rush threat there, and he had 2 guys off the edge. Really important. I think this Eagles defense has the chance to be one of the best in the NFL next year. Starts off with George Kalafis. Next team, Saints. They need a wide receiver, badly. It's gonna be Jameson Williams. They can manage for a couple months, but there's no way they're gonna be a good team next year if they don't have a number 2 receiver. They got Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is really good. Who's after that? Absolutely no. Trayvon Smith, Marquez Callaway, Deontay Harris. No way. Deontay Harris, yeah, good deep threat, but that's about it. Okay, Jameson Williams there you go. The speed demon. Now 17 Chargers. Chargers, it's obvious. They need a wait, what? Break tackle, my bad. Who's there? It's, Trevor Penning. Trevor Penning I do like. He's a little raw. He isn't the great with his hands, but I do really like his potential as a more of a counter type of guy that could play both positions, but I still think he's a really good player. Meanwhile, for Philly, they need that jump ball. I'm going to go up there and get it. They've whiffed on him a couple of years. Who do I think is the boomer bust guy he doesn't have great hands? He's a big bomb waiting to happen. Like jump ball, crazy speed. It's Christian Watson. This is many people think is reach. He has DK Metcalf waiting to happen. That's just the truth. He has DK Metcalf waiting to happen. The Eagles already whipped on it once. They're not gonna let this guy go. They're gonna take him this high. I know it's crazy. This is a little bit of a wild and unique pick for me. But if I want to get these picks right, I gotta go out of the box, and this is definitely one. But if he pans out, this will be the best pick of this draft. I'm calling it. Either way, now for the Saints, their second pick. I honestly think they're gonna bite on the quarterback, and it's Desmond Ridder. I've heard they really do like Desmond Ridder and his potential, and they just like how solid he is as a runner. They like his accuracy. He's not the most accurate quarterback by any means. They think they can improve his accuracy because he has every other part of the game other than arm strength. His arm strength, I wouldn't say is terrible. It's just whatever, a little bit above average, I'd say. He can run really well. He's fast. He makes really good decisions. He can read the defense. Not accurate. That's the problem. And his ball placement is atrocious. They work with him on that. He could be a really good quarterback. I mean, a starting quarterback. Jameis Winston, he's going to start at least 1 year there. They work with Desmond Ridder, but I think Desmond Ridder could be a starter in 2023. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, I mean, it's so simple. They can't have Mitchell Trubisky can start. Kenny Pickett, if he goes there, he's going to start. Like, there's a reason you got Mitchell Trubisky. You're taking Malik Willis. Malik Willis has the potential to be a top 2 quarterback. No joke. He has the potential to be better than Patrick Mahomes if he pans out. Here's why. I wouldn't say his arm is Patrick Mahomes-like, but he's such a good runner. Oh, he's not as fast. He's got the Lamar Jackson running ability. In a different way. Lamar, he's not going to make as many tackles. Malik Willis is very durable, though. Well, I'm telling you that when he freaking tears his ACL in a couple of years. But Malik Willis, he's got that it factor that only about 5 quarterbacks every 10 years have. That you see in them. Like, oh yeah, that guy has a ton of potential. It really only happens in 5 guys where you're like, that guy, he's got the potential to be, the sky's the limit. I'd say yeah. You could say maybe one out of every 10 quarterbacks that are picked are no. Let's say 3 out of I don't even know. 1 out of every 10 quarterbacks have the potential to be the to have crazy potential. That's basically Malik Willis. I'm getting out of there. Either way, next pick, the Patriots. They're taking an inside defensive lineman. It's gonna be boring. Oh, linebacker. They don't need linebackers. Definitely, there's no way they're picking him. Inside offensive line. Kenyon Green would be a nice pick. Wide receiver, they're not taking the wide receiver side. They're taking Devontae Wyatt. This is another tough team for me, I think, for the Patriots, but I do think they're going to take Devontae Wyatt. Yeah, he's legal troubles. But you got to think, Bill Belichick, get a star guy in there. He is a star guy. He could be a Batman per se. He can be a Batman, not a Robin. That's what his potential is, which is really important, because they've had really Robins in there for their whole entire reign under Bill Belichick. Either way, now for the Packers. Like, they're not, if they don't draft a wide receiver, I'm going to kill myself. I'm not going to kill myself, but I'd go crazy if Chris Olave wasn't picked here. If he falls, they have to take a receiver. If Chris Olave is available, they have to. It's like, you're on the clock, Green Bay, pick them. That's it. Now for the Cardinals, Trent McDuffie. You got Byron Murphy, you need another guy. Trent McDuffie's there. Byron Murphy's the guy that can cover the jump ball receivers. Like, I don't even know who to say. Odell Beckham. They need the guy that can cover the Cooper Kupp. Trent McDuffie can. He's faster than Cooper Kupp. he's not as quick as Cooper Kupp, but he has the quickness to keep up with him, which is really important. Those quick receivers, slot guys even, Trent McDuffie's there for. Now, for the Cowboys, it's offensive line. Oh, edge. I don't know, maybe you want to reach on Boyle Mafe. I don't know, maybe you want to reach on Daxton Hill. And yes, they would say Daxton Hill to the Cowboys would be a reach. Wide receiver, I mean, I considered it definitely, but they don't have the guys they want. It's literally gotta be an inside offensive lineman. Then Kenyon Green comes into play. He could be, him and Zach Martin combined could be the best guard tandem in NFL history. No joke. If Kenyon Green gets in there, and he's got a ton of potential. He basically stays at guard, and he really works on his pass protection. He could be very good. His run blocking is really good too, if you didn't know. But he could be really good. He doesn't have the Zach Martin potential, absolutely not. But if you have a really solid, I'm saying like A- type of offensive lineman with an A++ offensive lineman, that's very, very rare. Very rare, actually. I haven't seen that in a long time. Kenyon Green to the Cowboys, it could happen. Now, for the Bills. Oh, yeah, running back time. We should totally take Breece. No. Even Kenneth Walker. I mean, if they took Kenneth Walker, I wouldn't be mad. Breece Hall, I'd be a little bit mad, though, because Breece Hall is not the guy. Yeah, you could always going to fit in the offense. They need a power running back. That is Kenneth Walker. There's no way they're taking him first round. That would be outrageous. You just don't take him for running back in the first round. I mean, maybe they take him. It wouldn't be out of the question. But I do think they're going to take corner because they don't have that shutdown guy. Andrew Booth Jr. is that guy. As much as I don't think Andrew Booth Jr. is a good cover corner, he's so good on the jump ball and he's so good at shutting guys down in the red zone that you can't just not see him as like, that guy could be an absolute beast because we need him on that fourth down in the red zone. That's what he is. Put him on those receivers, those big guys in the red zone, he'll shut them down. Bills, take Andrew Booth Jr. Now, for the Titans. This is going to be the Steeler draft. Devin Lloyd here. Devin Lloyd, like I said, he's probably going to fall. Here's why. He doesn't look like the most talented guy. Absolutely, he's a turnover machine. This dude could be Darius Leonard at his maybe even lowest potential. But they don't have that guy, that it factor linebacker. They have good edge guys. They don't have that it factor, though. He is that it factor. Devin Lloyd is that it factor that'll really help this front seven be even better. It'll be, you can't run on him. If you throw on him, it's got to be quick. And if you throw it underneath, it's going to be a pick six. That's how this defense is going to be looked at next year if the Titans can get Devin Lloyd. Now for the Bucs. It's going to be embarrassing if they don't draft an interior offensive lineman. Just for the fact that Tom Brady's going to be throwing a hissy fit in the second round. But yeah, I think they're going to take Tyler Linderbaum. I wouldn't say they need a center, but he could probably move over to guard. Or even Ryan Jensen could. Ryan Jensen probably would, just the fact that he's getting a little older. And trust me, centers take a pretty good beating. Guards do too, but I do think centers take an even bigger beating. Wouldn't surprise me if Tyler Linderbaum goes to the Bucs. Now for the Packers second. There will be trades here too. The Chiefs probably will trade up for Jameson Williams. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But it also wouldn't surprise me if everyone just stayed put too. I'm joking. But I can't do trades, so whatever. Now for the Packers, Boyle Mafe. Yeah, they do need an edge here. Boyle Mafe's there. He's the most for sure guy here. He's a little raw, but he's also pretty much for sure. You know what you're going to get at him. That's really important. Once you have to go to the Packers. Now, if the Chiefs pick back-to-back, doesn't really matter. They're going to need a safety. Daxton Hill here, it wouldn't surprise me at all if that happened. Like, that's kind of simple. They do need a safety that can stay over the top. I do think Juan Thornhill could be that guy. Or has been that guy, but it wouldn't be surprising me if they try to get another guy to rotate with. And Justin Reed's a solid player. He's not as valuable as a Daxton Hill would be, and he's very versatile and he can play in the slot. Now 30, the Chiefs. I'll be honest with you. I'll look at the Chiefs depth chart. They've never had that receiver that's going to catch every single pass. They've never had that guy who's cut every pass. MVS, here's your deep threat. Juju, he's your slot, basically. He can get open. McCole Hardman, I don't know what to call him. He's a weird dude. They need another receiver. You're not going to take, you could trade Traylon Burks as your jump ball guy. That would honestly be a really good pick. And he's got some good speed. Not great speed, though. His measurables are not great. Jahan Dotson, he's going to probably be a second round value, too. Here's the thing. They've never had a third down converter. That's automatic. Who's that? That is Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson for Patrick Mahomes. They're going to pick up those third downs now. Not that they didn't do that before, but those 3rd and 1s in the magic moment, Jahan Dotson's going to be the one converting them, not Tyreek Hill. Now for the Bengals. I do think safety's huge for them. Corner, yeah, maybe, but you don't want to take a guy like Khair Elam this high because he will get toasted. But who you would want to take would definitely be Lewis Scenes. Lewis Scenes a good leader, too. Got to remember that. Him and Jesse Bates and roaming the secondary seems really good. Yeah, I get Von Bell's really good, but they do need that other guy, that it factor guy, which I do think could be Lewis Scenes. Lewis Scenes is really good in the run game, too. Open space. He tackles so well. They need that guy, and I think he is definitely that guy. Now 32 for the Lions. Could they take a quarterback? Kenny Pickett there might happen. I don't think they're the type of team to do that, though. I think they're going to take Nakobe Dean. Yep, Nakobe Dean, number 32. Here's why, though. Nakobe Dean I look at Nakobe Dean and I think that guy could be a Detroit Lion. Here's why. They don't have that, they've never had that franchise defensive player, ever. They've never had that superstar, oh my gosh, that guy's going to be a Hall of Famer defensive player. Nakobe Dean will he ever be that? No. But he will be a superstar at his fullest potential, which they will get him to because he will be automatically probably be the best player in that defense, which is huge. Other than Trayvon Walker, obviously. So him and Trayvon Walker both being up there, one covering, one going after the quarterback, would be huge for them. And even if if the Lions got Aiden Hutchinson, that'd be two guys that could bring leadership, and they both bring totally different aspects of the game, which are really important. And they'd have that shutdown guy on the running backs and on tight ends, which have been gone for a long time. Either way, guys, long mock draft, but it was a final one. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. We'll do the draft tomorrow. Probably do some first reactions. And then we'll do the draft. I don't even know. We'll do the draft recap the day after that, then the draft recap after the day of that. I'll dog the Rams for freaking taking a wide receiver in the 3rd round, or trading up in the 3rd and 2nd round to take a Tutu Atwell again. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. This is my final mock draft. Yeah, it's pretty cool. See you in the next one.